Now surely, as you could have guessed, with the trailer and all, we're gonna get a new car today. It's about 6:30, 7 o'clock right now. From where I am in North Carolina, this car is about 6.5 hours drive south to Atlanta. We're gonna go get it today, bring it back. It's gonna be a little bit of a thing because it doesn't have a front end under it currently. So I'm not exactly how it's gonna go on the trailer and everything, but I hope to bring you guys along. And hopefully this will turn into a new project car for the channel. I think it's very on brand for what I do here. I've wanted one of these for a long time, and frankly didn't feel like paying the money that they're worth. But this is a deal that I can't pass up. They come around every now and then, so we're gonna go get it. What does the cross member situation look like?
So I got it bolted in.
Okay.
It's mostly blasted, like I said.
Yeah.
Some places need to be wire wheeled, or however you want to do it. If you have an outdoor blaster, was doing it in my cabinet. It was a pain in the ass.
Well, so I've already told my buddy, and he's got that's his business.
Oh,
so he's got a room and
Perfect.
the whole everything. I was like, as soon as I get this home, dude, I'm gonna take all this crap off and give it to you.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much more.
No.
Like I said, this rail extension's been put in. That one hasn't, but I see how I rigged up a little block.
Okay.
So it would have some support.
Yeah. Just to get it home is fine.
Yeah, just to get it home so it wouldn't twist or anything.
Okay.
But this is cross member also is from High Performance Auto.
Okay.
So it's a good California car. Cross member, no rust.
Yeah.
Mainly I just blasted all the...
Man, this doesn't look bad either. Like...
No, it really doesn't. I mean, that's what's crazy about the car. Like, and there's records where he took care of it, but it was a Rhode Island car.
Well, there's only so much you can do, right?
Well, right here, look, this piece right here is serviceable at VP. It's this little rectangular piece. And then if you cut this out, this front cross member piece needs to be, hang on, let me get my light, daylight. It's just a small piece. This piece that overlaps.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
But once this is out, you can get to that.
Yeah.
And then you can finish the rail and everything. And that's really the extent of the...
And you could do that without messing up even this bodywork in the front.
I know. That's because this has to be replaced anyway.
Yeah.
And what's funny, they sell the early ones didn't have this because that was for like the emissions can.
Oh, yeah.
So you could buy an early one with no hole.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
And put in.
No, I'm stoked. I love this color combo too, man.
I do too.
Green.
I do too.
It looks good. I told my mama, I was like, yeah, I'm buying a 70s Volvo, this dark green. She was like, ugh, it sounds awful.
I love it. This is like the perfect color to me. They had a light blue, but not the metallic blue, but that other light blue.
Yeah.
It's got some neat history on it too.
Yeah, I remember all the paperwork you showed me.
Yeah, the original owner, I looked him up, he just passed away recently.
Wolfboro Corinthian Yacht Club.
Yeah.
That's something. There's original glass in this too.
Yep, he would go to VCOA meets and stuff.
Okay.
Or not VCOA, but VSA. Volvo Sports, he still got a sticker. You got a horrible...
Look, but please don't touch. Yeah, I'm stoked on this thing.
It really is a good platform. I mean, it's... Like I said, I was just going to do what you're going to do. Just get it going, drive it.
Somebody did this too.
Yeah.
Because they were like rubber.
Well, they're black underneath.
Yeah.
But I think you can buy the covers.
Oh, for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually like the latest model torque panel better. But that's what I was gonna do. The trunk is full of as much stuff as I can put in it.
Yeah.
Without getting too crazy.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm stoked you have the original grill with it, with the badge.
Yep. Original grill. There's the original sway bar. There's just a bunch of, normal crappy shit.
Okay.
That's some of the D-jet injectors, or relays that I took out.
Yeah.
I labeled pretty much everything. Steering box bolts.
Yeah.
Some of the bolts were like just trash. Like one of the bolts was, when I took the steering box off, was...
Well, that's the way it is. Dude, the big one that goes through the control arms on my 122 was completely seized.
Really?
All the way through. I had to heat the whole thing with a torch and then drive it out with an air hammer.
Is that the big bolt?
The big one.
Yeah, the same thing was in this one. I had to do the same thing.
God.
So you will need one of those bolts.
Yeah.
You can get them new. I would get 2 of them.
Yeah, VP sells them. One thing I didn't know too, I started doing research and they were like, yeah, the early ones didn't have positive ventilation.
Oh, really?
They added this.
Yeah. They had the gas tank right here too.
Yeah.
They rust really bad.
I was telling my wife about that because the Gia that I'm gonna get, well, it's technically on my property, is a 65, and it has the fuel tank in the trunk in the front, like the filler and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of like that. Like they moved it,
Yeah.
Except the Gias, you just smell like fuel all the time when you're driving.
That's where it's had a little bump. I think somebody replaced the light after.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, like I said, if you just do the old tree, come along when you're ready.
Honestly, I mean, we talked about this too. Like, my plans for the car are like throw it together and make it a driver. Like,
Exactly
I don't,
what I was gonna do. Then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Take it down a gravel road.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna do, and I was just gonna slowly accumulate the parts to do a full restoration.
Yeah.
Like, and once I had everything, then I was gonna do it. But in the meantime, I was just gonna enjoy it.
I thought this was going to be an open air. I'll be honest with you. Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Ah, this is going to be rad. I'm so stoked. And it's going to be easy. I'm so looking forward to not having to rebuild the whole damn car.
Say hello to the latest channel car. This is a 1971 Volvo P200E. Now, I've wanted one of these for a long time, and I thought I was priced out of the market, couldn't afford one. And it just goes to show you, you never know. You could have a wonderful pile of crap just like this show up in your driveway. But really, it's not that bad. I know it looks disassembled. It's got a little bit of rust on it. Mainly, it could really use a rocker right here, but I'm not worried about it. The rust, frankly, I'm just going to ignore for now. The injection is also taken apart on it. So this car came with D-Jet fuel injection originally. Fully analog system, really early stuff, and frankly in the 70s they struggled to get them to run, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to take that off. I'm going to put a set of 40mm Weber DCOEs on it. And the reason the front end's taken apart like this, it's missing all of the control arms, springs, shocks, the whole deal, is up under here on this corner, the frame rail's actually rotten in it. So I have the patch section in the truck to go with it. But it's another thing that we're going to have to fix before we can really dive into the car. So while that's off, I'm going to be able to take the whole cross member out of the car, the control arms, the knuckles, brakes, everything that bolts to the front end is going to go to the powder coaters. And then as part of this deal, I was able to purchase from my buddy that had the car, IPD sway bars, lowering springs, Bilstein shocks, all new rubber bushings, everything to rebuild the complete suspension under the car. So that's going to be the first thing that we tackle. After that, the fuel system's going to come out. I'll probably do a video on POR tank sealing, which is going to happen with this. I really don't like to replace tanks when I can get away with resealing them. Sometimes the aftermarket tanks just aren't great, and I never really know what I'm going to get when I buy a tank. So we don't know until we take it out, but I expect it to be rusty. If it is, it'll get a POR seal kit, and it should be fine. I've done several of them by this point, and I've never had an issue out of that kit. So as you can see, the car already has a set of mini lights on it, which is actually perfect for what I want to do with it. We're not going to do anything wild. Not going to bag it, not going to dump it on the ground. All I'm going to do is 2 or 3 inches lower with those lowering springs. Keep the mini lights on it, maybe with a little bit of spacer to get the wheel fitment perfect. Take the bumpers off, set of rally lights, and then spruce it up, you know, just polish the thing and maybe bang some trim out. And that's it. That's it. That's all you need to do. These things look so good already that I really don't have to do anything to the car to make it look absolutely perfect. And the goal for this is to have a fun little driver canyon carver that makes all the right noises and handles good enough to be fun in the mountains. That's it. Now coming inside here, this car is actually really, really complete. I didn't get any carpet for it, and it has some small holes in the floor, so that'll have to be remedied as well before we do much, because I don't want to let any water in the cabin, obviously. But we will get a new set of carpet for it. But the seat covers that are in it are just fine. The door panels in it are just fine. Perfect driver quality. It could use a dash pad, but apart from that, I mean, it's really not bad in there. Another neat thing is this thing came with a full, like, 40 years of records and stuff. And I generally don't put much weight or value with service records with cars, but when it tells a story like this does, I really do appreciate it. So this car was with the same owner from 1971 to about 2010, and I don't know what happened to it after that. He actually paid about $8,000 to have this thing painted in 2002, I believe. And there's pictures and stuff of the paint process included in here, like windows out and a little bit of minor rust repair, stuff like that he had done. judging by the state of the dash pad in this car and where there is rust, this thing sat somewhere for a good amount of time. I don't know why or how or whatever, but I'm guessing it probably sat outside for about 10 years, which is truly a shame. It would be a really nice car. But on the flip side of that, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it, so here we are. Now moving under the hood of this car, like I said, it's missing all of the injection stuff. I have the intake manifold for it, I have a set of fuel injectors for it, but to me it's a waste of time, frankly. I'm just gonna put the set of DCOEs on it and call it a day. But as far as everything else is concerned, it's pretty complete. I mean, we got the original radiator in it, all the bottles are correct. It's a boosted car, so it's got a booster in it. Heater box is in there complete, washer box is there complete. Everything you really need is there. So we're just gonna put carburetors on it and not worry about it. Now, this car being a 71 is a B20, and I believe with the injection heads, they were higher compression and you got a little bit more power out of them, but I'm not super certain on that. There's some year splits with when they changed valve sizes and what years came with what compression ratio and all this, but regardless, it is a B20 and that I'm excited about. So, well, that about does it for this one. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and you won't miss a single second of the build of this 71 1800. We're gonna get straight into it, doing suspension, brakes, engine, carburetor tuning, rust repair. We gotta get those floors cleaned up, and we got to get this thing on all 4 wheels so we can have a good time taking some car shows this spring. The first video in this series is probably going to be a full performance suspension setup for this car. You're not going to want to miss it, and this is going to be a great little ripper when we're done. I'm looking forward to it myself. I hope you are. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.